So far, how do you like how the staff is coming along?
Good. I like what the staff is. I think we'll, after the New Year's, we'll make some additions that I think people will see, and then we'll hopefully have that thing finalized out here very quickly.
What's your timeline like for a defensive coordinator?
There is no timeline. We'll get the right guy.
Coach, this is pretty much an audition for a lot of players.
No, I mean, it's not an audition. I mean, you're just evaluating guys and watching them play and seeing what their talent levels are to see how you want to coach and, put schemes in it, feature those players. We'll do the things that we do, but we also have to feature the guys that we have and how we have to do things.
How hard has it been for you to kind of hold back and let Coach Banks take things over?
Not hard at all. I mean, it's their team. They went through the whole year with the schemes and the things and what they've done and had good success. So, my job is now just to be the head coach and be supportive of what they're doing and watch what they're doing. And like I say, I can evaluate players, coaches, everybody around.
Have you given them any input, seeing as though you have familiarity with Wake Forest?
No. I mean, I asked opinions on things and give them a little rundown of people, how we played them and different things in which they've done. And like I say, Dave Clawson does a great job. I think he does an outstanding job with what they've done there, and he's really built that program back up.
Going back to that early signing period, it was a little bit tougher going in as a new coach than you thought it might be.
No, I don't know what tougher. I thought it would be, and it is a whirlwind. There's no doubt. Again, I'm not for the early signing period where it's at, and I think it needs to be at the end of the summer when it's there. I think because it does make it tough on coaches, and I think also just like in our state, you got kids playing for a state championship and having a signing day that week. That's a huge distraction. And to me, that's not fair to those kids who are going through that experience and the high school coaches that are involved with it. I think it's a bad scenario. And then you're trying to get ready for bowl games and having a signing day. Recruiting is one thing, but having a signing day is another. And I think we've made a mistake with that in college football.
How beneficial is it that you get to see some of these players in game action?
Oh, it would be. I mean, you can turn a video on and watch them, but you get to watch how they practice, how they prepare, and I think that's the key. You get to watch them not only game action, but how they're preparing, and their practice seems to be going very well.
What are your thoughts on Nick Storm so far? What you've seen out of him?
Oh, it seemed like a very talented guy. He and Coach and Mond have done a great job. They're both athletic. They can throw the football, make all the throws, and till you ever coach a guy, you don't ever know what he's capable of. But I mean, they seem to be playing very well and done a great job.
Were you recruiting Christian Kirk?
No, Christian and I have met, and he'll make his decision and his announcements and what he does. So, that's his choice and where he's got. I'm sure he's already, and we've met and talked before, and I think he knows what he wants to do, and I'll let him do things on his timeline.
The guys that are coming back, what do you feel like the feedback's been from them so far about what you've been saying?
Very good. And like I say, I just had my one-team meeting and been around the guys just to introduce myself and talk to them. I haven't tried to interact in the things they go, and then we'll put our stamp on the program and create the culture we want after this bowl game. But, again, there's some outstanding young men here, and I think have a great future.
You talked to Coach Clawson over there and said, what do you think about Texas A&M hiring Jimbo from Florida State? He goes, I want to congratulate them and thank them for getting him out of the ACC and the fact that they got him from minimum wage.
Yeah, exactly. He was very good. He and I have become very good friends. I think he's again one of the guys that I think does a great job. And we spoke last night at a function in which we were there, and he's a great competitor, and I think he does a tremendous job also. And like I say, wish him continued success.
Has Coach Chavis talked to you at all about what his plans are moving forward?
No.
How big is this to be able to get a win tomorrow to springboard into what you're going to try to build?
Well, I think anytime it builds confidence in what you can do and where you're going as a program and as a player. When you have confidence on the field, it makes you grow. And people say, will you play? Anytime you fail, it doesn't help you. But at the same time, it'll be a new regime, but a win does help. There's no doubt.
Is Jeff Banks the guy you're looking at potentially for?
We're looking at all guys on the staff and different guys that we've talked to and what our situation is. But Jeff does a tremendous job. He's a great individual coach, and he's a great special teams guy.
Hires that you made so far, how important were those to you and bringing Coach Pruitt on?
Well, good. I mean, I think it's really good to have the guys here that have a lot of the same philosophies and things in which we believe in and how we're going to do it, and it was critical for recruiting.
What was the conversations like with Coach Dickey whenever you were getting him over and trying to get him over here?
Very good. I mean, I've known Darryl for a long time. He and I go way back, and we had a lot of different philosophical things in which we agree on, and we visited off and on with each other football-wise for a long time, and then I like all the things they've done at Memphis. They've done a great job adding different packages, and his experience as a play caller and the knowledge of running an offense and things I think are tremendous, and I've always liked Darryl and thought he does a great job, and it just worked out. It was a perfect situation for us to hire him.
What kind of defense do you want to run at A&M?
A very good one.
Is there anything specifically schematically you're looking at, or things that
the ones that doesn't allow points to be scored? No, you got to be physical. You're going to have to. If you play in this league, you got to be able to stop the run. And you got to be able to affect the quarterback and pressures and the different things you do. And you got to be multiple in the back end to be able to confuse quarterbacks. And people say affect the quarterback by rush. You can affect him by coverage and the multiplicity of things you do. And you got to be versatile on your side of the ball. And you have to be able to be able in sub packages, be able to go nickel, be able to go dime and different things, but also play with big packages. And I think the multiplicity of different players and the way the game is being played now, just like in basketball there's no position, certain things in football there's no position. You have to have guys that can rush the passers, that can play in space, that can play on the back end, that can come up and play nickel and dime. I think the multitude of a guy's ability to play multiple positions in today's game, because it's such a situational game, is very important for how we recruit and how we go forward in our schemes.
How strange is it not to be coaching during the bowl season?
It is very awkward to stand and watch, and I understand why everybody likes bowl games now. I've always thought of them as, you're just picking your office up and you're moving it somewhere else, which makes it very tough. But now that I understand how you get to stand and watch and enjoy, it's not too bad.
You're on a part of both leagues. What is the SEC ACC rivalry like? What would the bowl game need for them to win for the SEC?
Well, I think it is big, and here's what I think's happened. The SEC, the football in the SEC, we know is the passion for it and the love for it is second to none. I mean, there's not, and it was a premier conference for years, and I think what it's done, it's raised the level of college football up. If you wanted to play, you had to play at the level of the SEC, and we were in the ACC, and me coming from here kind of tried to help incorporate that to raise the quality of football in the ACC, which I think is an excellent conference now too, and I've said that. Just because I go to the SEC, I'm not going to switch back. I think that's a tremendous conference over there, and they played great football, but I think it all came from how important and what the SEC, the stamp they put on football in that league, and what it's made everybody else in the country rise to, and how you're doing it. And it is a great rivalry, and it's good to have. Listen, if you don't have rivalries, it's no fun.
I'm sure you're already familiar with the Texas high school football landscape, but now that you're in the middle of it, how have you seen it, and did you get a chance to watch in those state championship games?
Watched almost every one of the state championship games, and as much as I possibly could. And I can say the level of football in Texas is second to none. The Coaches Association, the importance of it, and what they do so much, their commitment to the student athlete and putting back into the programs and developing those kids, I think is second to none anywhere in the country. Well, when the time is right. We will. We got plenty of time. That's the one thing about this dead period now. You have no rushes to do things, because you got all the way to the 12th to be able to do something, because you can't get back on the road.
Did you get a sense that you've inherited a team that's as physical as you want, or is that some area that you think you're going to have to boost?
You're always trying to be more physical, and in a way you're always trying to upgrade that. But I think this team is physical. It's played in that league, and like I say, we have who we have, and I think are big, strong, athletic guys, and we'll try to put them in the schemes which we want to have them in.